Grab a cup of coffee, sit on down. A Good Morning Malibu starts right now. Apple lovers rejoiced this morning as doors across the globe opened to the Glassbox stores and loyal patrons flocked in to get their hands on the new iPhone 6. Apple announced earlier this week that it sold a record 4 million of the smartphones last Friday, which was the first day that iPhones were available for pre-order. Sales this morning were meant to start at 8 a.m. local time everywhere across the globe in their respective time zones. And the third-party market, the sale aftermarket for these devices, basically started immediately. Demand was so strong in Hong Kong, for example, that the doors actually opened early, and dozens of buyers were swapping the new devices that they got in the stores for handfuls of dollars cash, and many of them traded hands for more than double the sales price. So, it's really this whole big day of Apple. Everyone was really psyched about it. Now we have iPhone 6, we have iPhone 6 Plus, which is like the phablet, the bigger phone, for people who can't see.
No,
or
I'm outdated.
Want
My
to Snapchat on a
iPhone
bigger
5
screen.
is ancient.
I know.
I was so excited too because I just got it.
I know.
So I really thought I was new and on track, but I'm old now.
I have the upgrade coming in November, so I'm psyched. I'm going to take the case off of my iPhone 5 because at this point, if it shatters, who cares? I'm going to get a new one in November. And I love using it without the case.
Are you going to hold out though? Because as soon as you get the iPhone 6, the iPhone 7 is going to come out.
Yeah, and then there'll be an iPhone 6 Plus, and then like a 6S,
C,
and
D.
anyway. But along with the new device came the new operating system, and the new operating system you can actually download on your existing device, on your iPads. You just have to use your computer, and there's a handful of new features, including sports and weather and all kinds of fun stuff.
Have you downloaded?
No, I have to do it. I haven't had time.
Yet another
reason you have to plug it into your computer.
That we're ancient because I haven't done it either, and I think I'm going to hold out till this weekend, aka tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
When I don't have all these classes and I'm not so dependent on my phone.
I'm excited. See what it does.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm jazzed. I heard it's really good. Yeah.
People in my film class last night were using it. So.
Okay, well, there's actually a brand new app that is taking the world by storm.
Yeah.
So for your new iPhone, we highly recommend it, and it is called Yik Yak. It's huge on college campuses, and it's especially big here at Pepperdine with the new freshman class. So what it is think Twitter, but anonymous. So people can post any thoughts anonymously, and they can be viewed by anyone in your circle. So for example, at Pepperdine, you would see other students' postings. So Phil and I went on this morning and found a few.
It's funny. It's really funny. It's
Some
really
of my
bad.
personal favorites were getting a package in college is like getting a sponsor in the Hunger Games.
Yep.
Sorority girls travel in odd numbers because they can't even. And the worst punishment is watching Frozen without being able to sing along, which I totally agree with.
Which is most of Pepperdine's campus. I've heard them try and sing along, and they can't.
They can't even, or they can't sing?
No, they can't even.
They can't
handle. Sorority girl can't handle.
Yeah, and it's very true. But ironically, we had quite a struggle finding those because they tend to run very dirty. So Yik Yak is definitely not G-rated, even on a campus like Pepperdine.
Yeah, we had to try very hard to find appropriate ones to share with you. But it's funny. It's bad.
It is funny. It's really big, again, with the college students. It's really hot, really new.
The problem is, for me at least, it's a perfect platform for bullies. It's basically like your free pass to being a horrible person to other people.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where it will lead because it does really cross over that line and people are really abusing it. Especially at a place like Pepperdine, I don't know.
And they're being very specific. I noticed reading them this morning that, they call out like people, like individual people. And Pepperdine's a very small school, so you know those people.
And the app does have rules against that, but with how big it is and how popular, I don't know how much they can really do to
and there's
enforce
nicknames that everyone knows, and
Well, speaking of bullying, actually, two high schoolers in Texas are taking a stand. This Texas homecoming queen actually saved the day for a bullied classmate. After Lily Skinner, a North Texas high school senior, was told as a mean prank that she was nominated for homecoming queen, her two friends took matters into their own hands. Anahi Alvarez and Naomi Martinez, both nominated for Homecoming Queen, decided that they would give the crown to Skinner if either of them won. So sure enough, when Alvarez was named Homecoming Queen, the two did just that, and they called Skinner onto the field and crowned her in front of everyone. So I believe we just showed the photo with the crown, and
so cute.
Skinner just described it as one of the highlights of her life, and she thought she was in a dream, and it's just so encouraging to see such a sweet story.
I know. It's very uplifting.
Yeah.
Uplifting for your friend.
Reminded me a little bit of the scene from Mean Girls, not gonna lie.
Everything reminds me of Mean Girls. I think you can find a lot of life parallels in a Lindsay Lohan movie.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes, everything relates back to a good Lindsay Lohan film. But a sweet story, and I'm so glad to hear about that positivity, especially after all the negative stuff.
So it's been very, very warm here in LA. It's been very, very hot. Everyone has been running around complaining about it. It's all people can talk about. And we have your Good Morning Malibu weather update.
Melting.
Yeah, we've been melting. So what's the weather going to be like this weekend?
For our fire risk and drought update, according to California Fire Department, Malibu is considered to be an extreme fire hazard zone. Also, experiencing the worst drought in the decade, the city officials are constantly urging the locals to reuse and conserve water. Now, for the surfers out there, the Surfline reported that the waves are in fair to good condition. Perfect waves to go for surfing. Currently, it is 65 degrees with 85% of humidity. Overall, this week's temperature is cooling down a bit. It looks like we have finally escaped the heat wave. Having a perfect weather with slight ocean breeze. What are your plans for this weekend, Shayla and Phil?
Well, we have a birthday.
Yeah, we're celebrating a birthday
One
tomorrow.
of Shayla's sisters turned 20, so we're going to do that this weekend.
Yeah, and it'll be outside, so I'm glad it's cooling out a little bit. We won't melt. I've been melting quite a bit this week.
It's been very hot.
So I'm very glad that it'll be cooling down. I can step outside again and
go
be a
for a
normal
walk
person.
and not die.
Yes. I don't know if I'm going to go on a run quite yet. It's still a little hot for that, / I don't enjoy running.
Yeah, me either. I probably won't go on a run until maybe like 6 years from now. I think it'll be cool by then, so I might go then.
It's a great excuse to put it off.
So we have a lot more coming up. We have a great interview with the Pepperdine IP office, the International Programs office, and the latest in news and in sports and entertainment. So a lot here on Good Morning Malibu.
Stay with us.